Today we're time traveling from 1929 up to today to find out how often Oscar glory and box office success really go hand in hand. You might be surprised by what we find. In 1934, It Happened One Night was the top-grossing movie worldwide, with a cool $2.5 million. In the 7th Academy Awards, the movie achieved a remarkable feat by winning the Big Five Oscars: Best Actor, Best Actress, Best Director, Best Picture, and Best Adaptation Screenplay. This achievement was only repeated by two other films in history. One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest in 1975 and The Silence of the Lambs in 1991. This film is a delightful romantic comedy film directed by Frank Capra and starring Clark Gable and Claudette Colbert. It had a great chemistry between the two leads, who were both at the peak of their careers. They improvised some of the most iconic scenes and lines in the film, such as the walls of Jericho and the dopey hat.
Behold the walls of Jericho. Maybe not as thick as the ones that Joshua blew down with his trumpet.
The lines are delivered with comedic timing and flirtatious charm, creating a playful dynamic between the characters that was likely appealing to audiences accustomed to more serious and melodramatic films of the era. Gone with the Wind was released in 1939. The worldwide box office is around $402 million. Adjusted for monetary inflation, Gone with the Wind remains the highest-grossing film in history. It bagged 10 awards at the 12th Oscars. These include Best Picture, Best Adapted Screenplay, Best Actress, Best Art Direction, Best Cinematography in Color, Best Director, Best Film Editing, special awards for outstanding achievement in the use of color, and pioneering in the use of coordinated equipment in the production. Lastly, Best Supporting Actress credited to Hattie McDaniel, making her the first African American to receive an Oscar nomination and win. This film was the first color movie to ever win the Academy Award for Best Picture. Despite some criticism for its portrayal of slavery and other historical issues, Gone with the Wind remains a cinematic landmark that continues to be revisited by cinephiles. Going My Way was released in 1944. The worldwide box office is around $16 million. Bing Crosby's fame was a major factor to the success of the film. He was the #1 box office attraction for 5 consecutive years. Unsurprisingly, he won the Best Actor Oscar for this movie. Besides, this movie won 7 academic awards in total, including Best Director, Best Picture, Best Original Story, Best Screenplay, Best Song.
How would you like to swing on a star, carry moonbeams home in a jar?
And Best Supporting Actor for Barry Fitzgerald. The film addressed relevant social issues like delinquency and societal division, offering solutions through community engagement and compassion. In 2004, Going My Way was selected for preservation in the United States National Film Registry by the Library of Congress for being culturally, historically, or aesthetically significant. The Bridge on the River Kwai was released in 1957. It not only brought in $33 million at the box office, but also added a layer of realism by using actual locations and a depiction of the bridge that was uncommon in films of that era. In addition, the screenplay was groundbreaking in its complex character portrayals. The Bridge on the River Kwai swept the 30th Oscars, bagging 7 awards, including Best Actor, Best Cinematography, Best Director, Best Film Editing, Best Music, Best Motion Picture, and the Best Screenplay. The film was an early adopter of the innovative CinemaScope widescreen format, using the wider frame to depict the vastness of the jungle and the sprawling nature of the bridge construction, further immersing moviegoers in the film's world. Ben-Hur was released in 1959. The global box office stands at $73 million. The film boasted an impressive budget of $15 million, making it the most expensive productions of its time. The 9-minute chariot race has gained widespread recognition as one of the most iconic action sequences in the history of cinema. The editing in the chariot race scene was incredibly impactful, immersing the audience in the thrilling experience of the race just like the drivers themselves. The matte painting technique used by special effects artists flawlessly blend live action footage with pre-painted backdrops for capturing wide shots of the racetrack and crowd were revolutionary. It received an impressive 11 Academy Awards, which included Best Picture, Best Director, Best Actor, Best Supporting Actor, Best Cinematography, Best Art Direction, Best Costume Design, Best Film Editing, Best Music, Best Sound, and the Best Special Effects. There are currently no movies other than Ben-Hur, Titanic, and The Lord of the Rings, The Return of the King, have achieved an outstanding feat by winning 11 Academy Awards. Mary Poppins was released in 1964. This film was Disney's highest-grossing film at the time, raking in around $103 million at the worldwide box office. It received a whopping 13 Academy Award nominations, a record for any film released by Walt Disney Studios. The film marked the feature film debut of Julie Andrews. Her performance was immediately recognized, earning her the Academy Award for Best Actress. The film pushed the boundaries of technology, especially in sequences where live-action footage merged with Disney's classic hand-drawn animations. This technological marvel helped the movie earn a Special Visual Effects Oscar award. The songs in the movie like Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious and A Spoonful of Sugar became instant classics. The song Chim Chim Cherry even won the film its third Oscar award.
Chim chimney, chim chimney, chim chim cherry.
The film also bagged the Best Music and Best Editing awards, making it a winner of 5 Oscar awards out of 13 nominations. The Sound of Music was released in 1965, with a theatrical run of 4.5 years in U.S. cinemas and a global box office of $286 million. The film is based on the 1959 stage musical composed by Richard Rodgers. It seamlessly adapted the stage musical into a visually captivating film, skillfully utilizing the camera to evocatively capture the stunning landscapes of Salzburg and the Austrian Alps, earning the film both the Best Director and Best Picture Oscars. The groundbreaking editing techniques led to yet another Oscar win for Best Editing. The film's soundtrack is filled with memorable and inspiring songs such as Do Re Mi.
Doe, a deer, a female deer. Ray, a drop of golden sun.
My favorite things, and The Sound of Music. However, those songs were not originally composed for the film, and therefore do not qualify for the Best Song Oscar award. However, the film's overall musical composition earned it the award for Best Music Scoring, Adaptation, or Treatment. The blending of sound and music to weave a compelling narrative earned the film Best Sound Editing, bagging 5 Oscars in total. Star Wars: A New Hope took the world by storm in 1977, raking in a staggering $776 million, and held the title of the highest-grossing film until E.T. The space battles, alien creatures, and impressive sets were unlike anything audiences had seen before, earning the movie the Best Visual Effects Award. The legendary sound design in Star Wars created a truly immersive experience, earning the movie Best Original Score, Best Sound, and a Special Achievement Award.
They shut down the main reactor. We'll be destroyed for sure.
A New Hope went against the grain of traditional sci-fi. This grounded approach earned the movie the Best Art Direction Award. The film also bagged the Best Costume Design and Best Film Editing awards, totaling 7 Oscars. Star Wars: A New Hope shifting the focus to big blockbusters and franchise films. It wasn't just a movie, it was a revolution. Released in 1981, Indiana Jones, Raiders of the Lost Ark stormed the global box office, raking in a whopping $390 million. This cinematic gem was actually dreamed up by 2 absolute legends of the industry, George Lucas and Steven Spielberg. The movie introduced audiences to innovative trap concepts, like the hand-activated spike trap and the iconic giant rolling boulder chase. Spielberg's unique storyboard approach brought these scenes to life, creating unforgettable cinematic moments. The movie's use of practical effects and in-camera stunts, even though they are challenging and costly, created an intense experience that earned it the Best Special Effects Award. Sound design maestro Ben Burtt created the film's unique soundscape. From the slithering snakes in the Egyptian tomb to the punchy fight scene, and even the ominous sound of the ark opening. His innovative approach won him the Best Sound and a Special Achievement Award for sound effect editing. The movie also won the Best Art Direction and Best Film Editing Awards, which is pretty similar to the success of Star Wars: A New Hope. Released in 1997, Titanic was an epic voyage that etched its name in the annals of cinema. The Titanic sailed past the $1 billion mark at the worldwide box office, becoming the first movie to achieve this feat. And the subsequent releases propelled it to around $2.2 billion, making it the first movie to surpass the $2 billion mark as well. The art direction team left no stone unturned to ensure the sets, costumes, and props were as authentic as possible, making it one of the most historically accurate portrayals of the ship. The Titanic also made a splash at the Oscars. It received 14 nominations and won 11 of them, tying the record for the highest number of nominations and most wins in history. These include Best Visual Effects, Best Art Direction, Best Cinematography, Best Costume Design, Best Director,
I'm the king of the world!
Best Film Editing, Best Picture, Best Sound, Best Sound Effects Editing, Best Original Score, and Best Original Song. But the success of the Titanic wasn't just about its technical innovation. The story, emotional depth, and performances played a significant role. Kate Winslet was nominated for Best Actress in a Leading Role. Leonardo DiCaprio, already a heartthrob after Romeo and Juliet, sent teenagers into a frenzy with his casting. The Lord of the Rings: The Return of the King hit the screens in 2003, raking in a whopping $1.14 billion at the global box office. The blend of CGI and practical effects crafted vast landscapes, epic battles, and fantastical creatures that still hold up today. Each character's emotional journey was effectively conveyed, with well-developed arcs woven into the larger narrative. The filmmaker's ability to create such a large-scale film while maintaining a strong focus on character and story was something uncommon to the audience. The film dominated the Academy Awards, triumphing in all 11 categories it was nominated for, matching the record for the highest number of wins by a single film and achieving the highest win ratio in history. It bagged awards for Best Art Direction, Best Costume Design, Best Director, Best Editing, Best Makeup, Best Original Score, Best Original Song, Best Picture, Best Sound Mixing, Best Visual Effects, and Best Adapted Screenplay. The Lord of the Rings maintained a consistent aesthetic across all three films, creating a cohesive visual experience that was praised by critics and audiences alike. Thank you for journeying with us. We all know the Oscars often bypassed blockbusters, showing a preference for certain types of films. However, since the inception of the Oscars in 1929, certain movies had managed to etch themselves into the heart of critics and audiences across each decade. But there's a curious gap. What happened to the 2010s? Let's take a look at the films that grossed the highest in that 10 years. Only Frozen stood out as an original movie within a franchise. Franchise movies are truly fascinating in their development of characters and plotlines. However, this focus sometimes comes at the expense of true innovation and making it a steep climb for non-franchise films to reach the top of the box office. In 2024, despite its critical acclaim and bagging 7 Oscar wins, Oppenheimer found it challenging to scale the box office heights. So, what holds more weight, the prestige of an Oscar win or commercial success? We'd love to hear your thoughts. As we journey through this decade, will we see a film that can mirror the success of Titanic's or The Lord of the Rings, The Return of the King winning both critical acclaim and topping the box office? Stay tuned and see you in the next video.